I will read about a Chinese literary genre entitled The Tiger Son. It was a Chinese tale. The Tiger Son. Once there was an elderly widow, Qin Ma, who lived with her only son inside a forest in the Shaanxi province. Her son was one of the tiger's hunters licensed by the local magistrate, following the same profession of his father and grandfather before him. His share of the profits from the sale of tigers' skins, meat, and bones was sufficient to keep the small mad hut well provision for himself and his old mother. All was well until a particular bitter winter. During a snowstorm, Qin Ma's son was separated from his fellow hunters and became a food for a hungry tigers. After her initial shock and grief subsided him, Qin Ma took stock of her own utterly desperate situation. An old woman left all alone. She went and implored the magistrate to provide her with compensation for the loss of her son, who was her only source of support. The magistrate decreed that henceforth she would have a small share of profits from the kill of each tiger by the hunters. The Tiger's Son. The tale was all about the mother who lost her son eaten by the tiger. She adopted the tiger until it's grown in size. When the old woman died, the tiger guarded her tongue until such time the tiger disappeared, and the hunter made a monument for the woman and a story. His decision was not taken well by the hunters, who had plenty of mouths of their own to feed, both old and young. So, when the hunters succeeded in killing the tigers that ate Qin Ma's son, they decided not to give her a share of the profits. Instead, they brought her the tigress' newborn cub. He was a small, quivery ball of golden fur with wobbly legs and tautly gums. The rope they tied around his neck was so tight that it was practically choking him. Instantly, Qin Ma's heart went out to this helpless creature whose great green eyes were glistening with tears. After the hunters left, the tiger called to where Qin Ma sat and lay at her feet. She bent down to rub his ears and he licked her shoes with his soft tongue. The elderly widow looked at the tiger baby in sight. He told me to butcher you, to salt and smoke your flesh for my meat supply. Your skin make warm boots for my feet. Your bones are good for making tiger bone wine to ease the pain in my joints. But, oh, how can I bear to kill you? You are so young and vital, while I am so old and frail. And so, Chinma untied the rope from the tiger's neck and feed him a piece of cooked roots with her fingers. Her son has a good supply of grains and roots in the attached shed, and she planted to stretch her food out to the last winter. When the store of firewood was running low, Chinma was unable to keep her bedroll on top of the kang warm. Kang is a bed base built of bricks with space for a small fire. So she slept curling against the baby tiger, whose soft fur was cozy and warm. Once ever so often, women from nearby village would bring sewing for Chinman to do. She was bare-handed with a needle. They paid her for her labor with dried venison and small sacks of grain. At first, they did not find the little tiger's presence alarming. He was no bigger than a piglet. However, when the spring came, he had grown into the size of a calf, showing a full set of teeth and claws. The women told their hunters' husband, and the men came to kill the young tiger. Chinma arrived herself with her son's hunting spear and threatened to cut anyone who dared to harm her beloved pet. I've lost both husband and son. This tiger is only companion I have now. Shall go to the magistrate and request to adopt him as my son. The hunters thought the old one had become mad and jeered at her. But hence, she was so determined, they dared not to kill her tiger without the magistrate permission. So they followed Chinma and her tiger all the way to the official's judgment hall. "Venerable mother," said the magistrate, "your request is most unusual. Are you not afraid that someday the tiger might revert to his wild nature and devour you?" "Honorable sir," replied the old widow with tears in her eyes, "what is there to fear? I have lived so long. The only worry I have now is being left utterly alone. Please let me adopt this young tiger, for he has become like a son in my affections." The kindly magistrate did not have the heart to refuse such an ancient woman's pleading. So, he had his assistants draw up a document for the tiger's adaptation. In order to protect the tiger from the hunter's arrows and spears, the magistrate ordered a large copper pendant made to hang around the beast's neck. The magistrate ordered and put the words "Fu Chi" were engraved on the pendant, meaning tiger son. To show her deep gratitude, Chinma knelt down in front of the magistrate and knocked her forehead 3 times. Then she led Fuchi back to their home in the forest. By the next winter, Fuchi had grown into his maximum size. Chinma's hut was in danger of collapsing whenever the tiger became playful. Reluctantly, she allowed Fuchi to make his home inside a cave nearby. However, the affectionate tiger came back to visit his adopted mother often, always bearing a gift in his mouth. A dead deer or a large piece of tree branch, Also, he still liked to lick her shoes and to have his ears rubbed. Chinma's needs were being cared for just as her natural son was still alive. After Chinma died, at the ripe old age past 100, the hunters noticed Fuchi guarded her tomb nightly. They left him unmolested as he had never attacked any humans or domestic animals. They went on for a number of years, and then one day, the tiger was seen no more. Out of the depth of respect and admiration for the filial tiger son, the hunters erected a small stone monument at Chinma's tomb with Fuchi's story engraved on it. Henceforth, Fuchi became a household legend in a part of Shaanxi province. And now, we will answer the literary reflection. Number 1. How would you characterize Chinma? I will characterize Chinma as a loving mother and a pet lover of women. Number 2. If you were Chinma, would you do the same to the tiger son? Yes, I will do the same. I will adopt the tiger son and I will take care of it until it grown into size. Is the foregoing tale allegorically in character? Yes. There is a foregoing tale allegorically in character. Is Fuchi an epitome of loyalty and fidelity to one's master? Yes, because Fuchi did not leave its master and even guarded the tomb of her master night and day. What Chinese customs, practices, and beliefs are embodied or depicted in the tale? So the Chinese customs, practices, and beliefs are embodied in the tale are: you are a nature lover. The Chinese is an animal lovers. And they use as animals as a friend, and Chinese have a close